Excuse me, my name is Susan Meyer.
Ma'am, this is a restricted area.
I would like to trade places with one of the people inside. Don't you do that?
Oh, you mean our hostage exchange program?
Holy.
Who are you?
Lois Lane, Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
Hey, somebody want to throw these two out of here?
Hi, I'm Joe Sabatino, and I know John Ferrari. I have to say I've, been pretty lucky with the amount of TV and film work and commercial work that I've done. You know, what I always say is if you want to get in a career as acting, I mean, if it's something you really want to do, it's the greatest thing in the world.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, are ya? You just paid 2 cents for that donut and coffee.
I said I'm sorry, officer.
He says he's sorry, boys.
Funny as it may seem, I probably go against what a lot of people say about acting, and I think, you know, with acting there's no right or wrong way. When you go in and do your thing, be confident about what you're saying, you know, commit to whatever choice you're going to make, and just believe in what you're doing.
You came aboard, I thought you were a C candidate. I was wrong.
Thank you, sir.
If they believe what you're saying, you know what? They're probably going to hire you.
Pretty good view of the street right here.
But I wasn't here last night. Nobody was.
Nobody was here last night? Okay, well, home with your families, that's good. It's a good place to be.
Yes, this is the Stanislavski method of bullshit. So I did this like massive mailing about a week and a half before I landed in California. 400 or 500 headshot and resumes because I was working on the soap operas in New York. 3 days later, I had set up appointments, and in that mailing that I sent 400 or 500 envelopes out with pictures in it, I had about 25 appointments with agents. And I ended up getting an agent, getting a manager. My first agent, oh my gosh, it was a guy by the name of Sid Levine. My first 2 auditions was with The Young and the Restless and Rocky V. And I landed The Young and the Restless, which was a recurring role, and I landed a part in Rocky V. And I was like, wow, this is so easy out here. Once I thought it was easy, then things quieted down. It's been really good. I just look at it, you know, dopey luck. This is a town where what I love about it versus New York is when you come out here and you start pursuing your career, you start surrounding yourself with so many people in the business, and it's almost like this snowball effect or this, like the law of inertia. You just keep going, and you meet this one, and you meet that one, and from working with actors and them telling you different things of what's going on, now from doing the acting, you know, maybe, I don't know if you call it the next level, but now in terms of producing, it's the same way, and things are starting to roll in that direction. I was really excited because a couple of weeks ago I did my first video game where I played one of the characters in it. Had a really great time doing it. It's a video game called Mafia 2. I had to use my tough character voice, so I was using this. I was Harry. They sent you pictures of different characters. Harry was an Italian guy, mustache, patch over his eye. Just they give you a description of the character, and then you look and you go, how would he sound? And I was the fence, so whenever the mafia guys would steal stuff, they come to Harry. Probably one of the best acting experiences that I had in town. How I got my SAG card was I was on Ryan's Hope, and one of the actors of the series regular or contracted players said, listen, you know, you're going to bring me something and I'm going to say thank you, and you say no problem, and then I had some speaking lines, so that allowed me to get my SAG card. So whenever I'm on the set with an extra, and when we're doing blocking or dress rehearsal, and I know I'm working with an extra who's not in SAG that you know, after talking with them, want to get in SAG, and they walk by, I always try to do some gesture to say, hey, did you get the file? Or, hey, thanks for that, or whatever, so that they can respond to me. And if we do that in rehearsal, and the director doesn't say anything, so that when we go to shoot it, I always make sure that actor, you know, will do that, so that's, I guess, my way of like paying it forward almost. They always have the principal actors eat first when you're on the set or on location. And that drives me crazy. It's so crazy. So when you're watching this, and if you're just getting into acting, you'll know what I mean. When I'm on the set, I'm pretty focused on what I'm doing. Oh, no. Yeah, I've had it's probably about 50-50. I've had some directors, that'll say, Joe, that's not in the script, or we can't do it, but it's 50-50. It all depends what show you're working. NYPD Blue, because David Milch and Stephen Bochco, were the producers and writers, you pretty much had to be word perfect.
Yeah, you call me an asshole with my back turned. Now I'm here in front of you. You got nothing to say, right?
What am I supposed to say to someone who looks to hurt his own?
No one is looking to hurt Zorzi.
Actually, I think TV is much harder. With television, your pace is so much faster. Your pace is so much faster. You're going to do maybe, 6, 7, 8 pages a day. And in film, oh gosh, you move at a snail's pace. I mean, you could come in and barely have your lines down. And by the time you rehearse it and block it and set up for lighting and go back and rehearse it, it's just, maybe they're going to do 2, 3 pages a day. So I definitely think film acting is by far the easiest in terms of an actor and memorizing and hitting marks and everything. And then television comes after that. And believe it or not, the hardest acting, and everybody sort of pokes fun and they're like, well, I wouldn't do a soap opera, or I wouldn't do this. But with soap operas, I mean, when I was doing The Young and the Restless, you get, 15, 20 pages in a day, okay? And now you're going to shoot your 20 pages in one day. You probably get they send you the script, so you get it, 2, 3 days ahead of time. But when you're on the set, and if they come down, and you see them walking towards you with pink pieces of paper, then you start to get the sweat and everything, and you go, no, not my lines. Soap operas, you always have to hit a mark. You have to say your lines, a certain line on a certain mark, move here, move there. So when a lot of the actors, quote unquote, poo-poo the soap opera, I think it's a definite challenging medium to work in. If you're an actor, if you're a principal actor and you're getting a lot of dialogue, it's definitely challenging. And I've been with some of the biggest actors in Hollywood that have said, looked at me after we've done, a certain scene maybe 15, 20 times in a row where they keep going up on their lines, and they've looked at me and just said, wow, I can't even remember my name, let alone these damn lines. I think acting is like being an athlete. And, there are days when you're in your zone, and no matter what, you can stand on your head and deliver lines and do a great performance. And then there are other days where you're going to be so prepared and everything, and then you're going to get there and you're just not going to have that spark. What they do a lot of times is, on NYPD Blue, they always have the coverage, they'll shoot over-the-shoulder shot, establishing shot. But what they do is, after they're done doing all of that, they'll have their camera operator, the DP, director of photography, he'll put on a Steadicam harness and everything, and then they shoot the whole scene on a Steadicam so that when they go back to editing, then they have the whole scene covered with a Steadicam as well as all the different coverages, and then they just pick, and that's where Stephen Bochco, with the shaking of the camera and the just, swooping from one actor to the other, that's where that came from. You have to remember your exact blocking, for the simple fact is that whenever, you want to be in the same spot all the time so that the camera people know where you're going to be, and whatever they do with the camera, that's not our job as an actor. We're just doing our lines and hitting our marks. Be cognizant of what you've done and, work within that framework. It's really amazing when people do, stop you and spot you. And, I've had people come up and, know everything I've done on NYPD Blue, or, I had a, if I was in Batman or The Ring, or, Rocky, or anything, or, the TV shows. Just, it's really amazing. And I just look at it as, it's humbling, actually. It's a great question. And I think the answer to that is, deep in your heart and your soul, you have to know who you are. And you know what? I came from wherever, and I'm here. And just know and believe in the person you are, because there are going to be people that are going to tell you you're the greatest thing in the world, And then there are going to be the other people who are going to tell you, yeah, you're no good, you're no good. But if you know who you are, it doesn't matter what anyone says. And the moment it's not fun anymore, it's the time to just say, adios. You know, when you're on the set and you're working, it's, you know, it's so cool. I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, it's the bomb.